pretty faded now, but I was faded then too. I was pretty faded in the interview, and you guys are gonna watch that other video, but yeah, it's pretty funny, and it seemed like a dope environment. Amazon's treating their workers well. Like, my cousin works for FedEx, and they pay you per delivery. Like, every time you do a delivery, I feel excited now. I feel like, I don't know, like maybe I could get the job, you know? Seems like just, like while I was there, I heard somebody's walkie-talkie where they're like, they pretty much like, I guess they make sure the trucks are good before they like go out, you know? I heard something like that on the walkie-talkie, like, oh, the truck's ready to go out now, or something like that. But yeah, so it's 4 days a week, 10 hours, which is not freaking bad, man. And then I get 3 days to spend with my daughter, you know? And I can plan out those 3 days. Handle that. And then, hey, good morning. The homeless running across the street right now. You know what I mean? So I could just, that'd be pretty cool. It'd be cool just to work, you know? Hey, bro. Do you speak English? Then why are you driving on that side? He said this fucker. That was funny. So I want to tell my friends about this job because it's 16 bucks an hour, 4 days a week, 3 days off. And Amazon's a dope ass truck. You know, I went to the fucking interview with my tattoos and shit. Faded. I had walked in with my glasses on. And dude, my ID, I thought it said driver's license on it. Like I don't need. I gave him. It just says. It started off bad. Handle that. The interview started off bad because, okay, I know I have a driver's license, you know, like I know that I have an ID that says driver's license on it, and my driver's license is not suspended, you know, it's not suspended. It isn't. It's not. So, and I know it by heart, you know, like, so I even, dude, you have to do an interview with like a plastic over, so you got to be screaming. Everybody got to hear your shit, you know. I'm trying to whisper to the guy. I try to whisper to him multiple times. He didn't see me like smiling. You can't even see nobody smiling in the mask. And like, I'm not somebody to laugh out loud like, No, I'm like, I wanted to, you know, so I could have been funny, but during the interview when he asked me, oh, because when I give him my ID, I was like, that says driver's license on it, right? Well, when I first walked in, from as soon as you walk in, there's a lady sitting to the left, secretary, and she seemed pretty cool, and I wanted her to be comfortable with me, you know? So when I walked out, I told her, you gotta wish me good luck. So that, like, that's your job, you know? You gotta wish me good luck. Yeah, that's your job. Like, you know, like, I'm just trying to be cool with her and told her bye and have a good day. And then that's when I walked out and started filming. But so as soon as you walk in, there's a door. So it's like a small little room, like super, like there's pretty much two doors. As soon as you walk in, then another like door you just walk through, but it doesn't have a door on it. So it's like just an aisle. I don't know what you would call it. But, and then you see already a guy sitting down interviewing another dude. I'm like, damn, this girl's gonna be hearing me talk. You know, like it's just out in the open. You think it would be in like a little room, you know? So the lady told me to go sit down. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna sit down where I feel comfortable to have the interview. Cause like there was a bunch of rows with chairs on each side. It looked like a jail visiting, you know, like a jail visiting with one chair on one side, the other kind is a wall, like or there's a glass. But in this sense, it's plastic. So I sat like in the middle of, let's say I sat in the middle of the row. Like I kind of felt like where nobody would, like not everybody would hear me. But I think they even have workers who, like they had females working. Like as soon as you walk in that little area, I guess with the interview, I wonder if they have meetings there too. But because right there they have like an area where you could like kind of like prepare your lunch or something, you know. Maybe might even be a sink with some water, you know. And they have like vending machines. They sell chips, you know. And I think there was a restroom because a couple people were walking back to the restroom. So So I sat like over here, and I'm like, I thought maybe there was multiple interviewees because there was even another guy sitting by himself. He looked like he was a worker that worked there. Maybe a worker that, wasn't a driver. So my job was to try to make these people feel comfortable, but I barely get there and I'm pretty freaking stoned, right? And I sit there and we get fired from my job for YouTube, huh? So I get there and I get there. Now you got to trust God, I guess, Can't have those doubts because I'm coming from a good place. I want to tell you guys a story and I feel good, So I get there and that interview ended, and the same gentleman who did the interview, he walked towards me and said, "Are you here for the interview?" I'm like, "Yeah." And I try to be as honest as I could. I was like, "Oh, I just sat over here because I don't want everybody to hear me, like, you know what I'm saying? I don't want everybody to hear what I was saying, So that's why I sat over here." And then he's like, "Go get to sit right here." So, and he kind of did it in like an authoritarian way at first. I don't know, it's hard with the mask to understand people, especially with me too. Like, I don't like to talk out loud and stuff, for people to know my business in a sense. And my voice is kind of deep if I start talking loud, especially when I have my guard up and I'm like, yeah. Like, imagine in a room. Right now, I sound like this. I'm in my truck. My nose is kind of clogged. I don't know. But sometimes I'll deepen my voice. But, so I sat there and gave him my ID. I was honest. I was like, "Hey, bro, I don't have a resume, but I do have it on my phone if you need me to send it to you." At this time, I'm faded, so I'm kind of like, our communication's not there. Then I sit down, and that's when, like, a few seconds later, he's like, "Oh, so you don't have a driver's license, something that says license on it?" And then all of a sudden he says, "You don't have a social security?" And I'm like, "I have one, but I don't have it with me." And then I told him, "I do have a license. Like, I do have a license, but it's just not valid. Like, no, it's valid, And then I wanted to say, like, if the cops pull me over, like, I'm not gonna go to jail. I was like, damn, I probably should have said something funny like that. Right now I'm thinking that. And but then I said something different. Like, I figured it out. I said, what did I say? Oh, I said, yeah, it's not suspended. It's not suspended or anything. And then I probably should have been funny and said the cop thing. He probably would have laughed. And even in moments of silence, I wanted to ask him, like, "Oh, do you like college basketball?" Because I was watching it recently. And then, like, I even thought, like, the outcome of that. I'm like, dude, like, what's the outcome? And then even, like if I would have asked him, it probably would have struck conversation. And it probably would have been a good thing. Because I thought about later, like, if I leave this interview later, I'll look back on it and be like, I kind of asked just simple human questions, or just to keep the conversation going, not in silence. But then in my head, I was like, silence is okay. There's nothing wrong with silence. Like, he's not thinking bad about you, He's a worker. He's a good person, He's just trying to make it home, You don't gotta think like people always think bad about you, or that person in front of you is supposed to be against you, Like, so I just stood silent, and then conversation kind of arose, like, about, because at this time it was kind of a little silent because I was filling out the application, but I was just kind of like navigating through my head. People were walking in to go to work. I would just kind of like look at their feet, and then I asked them, "Hey, do we load the trucks?" And then I ended up asking questions about the job, like stuff that I really wanted to know. Because instead of just thinking about my fear, or thinking about, like, having to impress people, I was just like, not pressed at all, but just not thinking, cause I wasn't trying to do that, but not thinking like, oh, what he's thinking about me, like, or I'm not gonna get this job, I was like, I'm just happy I walked into into this interview, and I'm happy that I took that step. So that's already like a victory. So I was thinking good, you know? And I'm glad I went in there. Maybe I could go to other interviews now, you know? So it just looks like a cool place to work, you know? But see, when I asked questions about the job, it kind of made it seem like I cared, you know? Because then I asked, like, oh, I don't know in the order of when I ask these questions, but I did ask, like, oh, do we load the trucks? How long does it take to load the trucks? Because you could get an idea. And he's like, oh, like 20 minutes just to load the trucks. Because he's like, hey, everybody loads their truck. But I said, for how long does you load the trucks for? Which was a good question. Because that's something I really just want to be at my job, driving, you know, listening to music, doing my job, you know, feeling good about tomorrow because I have security for today, you know, and being careful, driving slow, you know, being a great worker, letting the people I deliver to know that I'm trying to be jolly and joyful, you know. And it's a lot different than doing like Postmates and stuff because you don't have a uniform, you know. But you have to buy a uniform. And that's what I told him, like, there's other, okay, so I asked him like that, and then I asked him like how long until, like, from right here that we're in front of each other to, like, do I had him start working? And he's like 2 weeks, and then that kind of opens up like a whole thing, like, okay, 2 weeks from that point, and then I send you an email, do a background check, the last 5 years. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna get the job. You know, I got a DUI. That was back like in 2016, so it's almost 5 years. You know. So I don't know, but maybe tomorrow I go to the job agency and I try to figure that out. You know. But Amazon is something that I'll look forward to, trying to come back and joining. Seems like a really cool job, you know. But so I asked him that, and I asked him, like, okay, he's like, yeah, like 2 days, like when you go through all that, like, drug testing, and I'm pretty much like filming for Amazon, like I'm teaching you guys about Amazon. But the lady, I think she probably wants to be on my video. She kind of stopped next to me. I should have got it. I didn't even know it was a lady till I looked. Till I know they were speeding up, you know. I didn't want to look over, but I should have. She's like a nice lady. She's from out of state. I ain't shit of a YouTuber. Look at me. I ain't got a fucking truck. Fuck, I'm kind of hungry, but I like my truck. Shit. So when I asked him about like the paperwork. Oh shit. Yeah, so I asked him about the paperwork, and like usually on driving jobs like that, you fucking, you know, you gotta have a trainer, you know. When you're driving, you gotta have a trainer. You gotta fucking, you know, like, cause you gotta go with you to kind of teach you maybe some questions you might have and shit like that. That's like a one-day thing, you know. He said, you know, if you need a second day and you don't get like you really need a helper the next day, then, you know, they'll give you the second day, you know. But, you know, they know the statistics on how fast people are able to pick stuff up. So that's why when he said 20 minutes on average to load the truck, I'm like, okay, so you're not here that long, like, because, you know, there's like factory jobs where you might have to load the truck all day and then still go deliver it. Or I'm sure they have positions here where those guys are the ones that put it. As he said, most of the stuff is in like these little pallets. So that stuff somebody had organized before, you know? And that's the job. You have to be like stuck in a factory all day. And I kind of like the driver position. I like it a lot. And my driving record is not really clean at all. And the DMV caught wind that I don't have insurance on my vehicle. So they gave me till April 15th to get insurance for my truck, or my license is going to be suspended. And of course I lied to the guy and told him, like, yes, as soon as he asked questions about driving, yes. Drive record good? Good. You know? So... And even when I was talking, cause let's say, okay, he's on my resume I put plumbing. He's like, oh, do you want to start your own plumbing business? And I'm like, nah, cause I don't care about starting a plumbing business. You know, just want to be there for my daughter as best as I could, have some money in my pocket, and just be cool being a worker. And it's cool driving and delivering. That's a really good job. And Amazon's a great company. And so yeah, I'm gonna go for my run. I feel good about myself today. I only have $158 in my pocket, and that's thanks to Uncle Sam for his efforts for the unemployment I was getting. And yeah, so I feel good. Hopefully I'll leave it in God's hands. Maybe he could create a miracle and they accept my background check and they accept the drug test. I don't even think I put my social security down on that paper. But I felt good about myself. And I feel like getting that job would be really cool. And yeah, so then just like one day of a person riding with you in the van, and one more day of someone riding with you in the van, and then you go out on your own, you start doing the deliveries. It sounds so cool. 4 days, 4 tens. You get insurance after 30 days. That's fucking tight, man. That's really fucking tight. And yeah, shout out my cousin. He had got into a bad accident, and then now he has to go back to work. I think that company he was at gave him like 3 days of off, but he had been off for almost like 3 weeks because the dude said he got hit in his car and he had a new Lexus, man. Talk about a story. My cousin had a new Lexus and he gets hit by a Tundra. He said the Tundra ran the red light or something. Then he said that the doctor said, like, damn, usually people kind of fucking die in that situation. So, and now he's back at work. He said today's his first day. I texted him last night because I was thinking about the interview. I even tried to reschedule this morning. So my cousin works for FedEx and he got into an accident. Boom. He said he woke up in the hospital. That his Lexus is totaled. I mean, I had another cousin that had just gotten a new vehicle. And he gets into an accident and he ended up getting a newer vehicle. No, not a newer vehicle, but he didn't get obviously you can't get the same car. He didn't get the same car. He ended up having to settle for another car and it was like a different type of car, like a different company. The one he had was like, it was a Honda Sport and it was clean, man. So like I kind of had like a little information when I asked my cousin about like his car and stuff. And I kind of already knew like that car, if it's total, it's never gonna come back the same. And like to just think you're gonna get the same exact car again through like insurance and And I don't know, it just kind of, maybe you might not even want a car like that no more, you know? But most important is, thank God he's alive. I just kind of explaining, like, when I asked him, you know, I don't want, sometimes he has a question like that to people when they're already down. You don't want them to think that, like, you know, that's kind of like, you brought it up for them to feel down about it, because they might already feel down about it, you know? So, but I'm glad he's back at work, and I kind of just texted him, like, how's your mentality being back at work? How does it feel? But he said it like his arm and his chest were hurting. Shit, my arm was freaking, I was so nervous to go in there that my left arm was kind of burning, and like, I felt like a pull of my nerves, you know? I just ended up going. It was like 12:50, or not, it was 9:50. I had to get there by 10, and yeah, I don't even know what time. I kind of wanted, I forgot to check the time. I want to know how long I took. Kind of seemed like it took a while, but maybe it didn't, you know? So, I don't know. It looks like that says, like it said bogus, but it says Bogles. But it looks like it says, I had seen it the other day, and I was like, are you kidding me? But it says Bogles. Don't worry, Bogey. Oh shit. Almost freaking fuck with you, Bogey. Yeah, I want to tell my buddies to go get the Amazon job. Amazon seems super cool. Really cool, man. Cool environment, but you just gotta work, you know? I don't know, we'll see. It was cool going in there and just like kind of seeing it, you know? I think I can get the job. If everything goes well, I'm gonna give it a shot, you know? I'll give it a shot. Why not? I'll give it a shot. So, yeah, so yeah, give it a shot. Oh yeah, so those are the questions that I had, and then I told him about my cousin, because I know in FedEx they pay you they pay you per delivery. Like, they pay you per delivery. So yeah, so you kind of got to average out, which I think if you push it, I don't know how many deliveries you could do. So I mean, if you could do more than 20 an hour, then you're getting, I think it's like a little over $1 per delivery. I'm not sure, but my cousin's good with numbers and stuff like that. I kind of like the fact that they just got like a flat, like $16 an hour. You start off with 16. Hey, I ain't complaining. You know what I mean? I think the warehouse people complain. They feel like, and I don't blame them. It seems like more work, you know? I wouldn't complain. I just gotta hop out the truck and just walk from here to here to deliver some stuff, you know? So he's like, oh, you live pretty close by. I'm like, yeah. On everything, I put my mom's address, you know? And it's from where she lives. It's the hub for the Amazon job is freaking, it's not too far. And yeah, so I know some of my friends are like, man, this fool's lazy or whatever, but I don't think so. But yeah, so he's like 20 minutes of just, he's like, he says it's pretty labor, but if it's only 20 minutes, it doesn't seem like it's that labor intensive. Maybe the packages, when I have to deliver to like the people, maybe some packages might get heavy, you know? So I just like that 10 to 10 thing. Or it's like, yeah, 9 to like, I don't know, he said, I don't know, it's 10 10s or 4 10s. I didn't try to act too excited when he told me that in my head. I just like nodded in my head like, nice. Even when he's like, oh, think you can handle the labor? And I just like kind of like, just said like, just simple like, yeah, for sure. I didn't even say words, I just like, yeah. It'd be cool to get a job there. Seemed like a really cool job. I wanted to go in there making them feel comfortable, and I kind of felt like I did, because I was getting a little close to him, and like even after the interview, he kept sitting down because when I was interviewing, a guy came in, and I didn't act like he kind of like made me mad or like it even bothered me at all because I didn't want to seem that way. And I'm glad that I was fading in there and I didn't make it seem that way, because in my head I was like, come on, Tony. Come on, Tony. Not in my head, but because the guy that interviewed me was Anthony. He might be like the manager or something. Could be my boss later. I was like, damn. Had to be interrupted, my flow, I didn't let somebody else, like, it didn't bother me. I even told the guy good luck after. Like, good luck, man, with your interview, you know? Seemed like he might get it. But he's like, are you here for interview? He's like, no, I seen a sign, so I came in. And then the dude had an accent. I couldn't know if it was like a Spanish accent. I'm not sure, but he spoke good English, but he had a little Spanish accent. And he seemed like the way he spoke, the guy seemed like a really nice, responsible type of dude, you know? I'm a guy trying to get his stuff together, you know? And like, that dude, it seemed like a young dude, maybe 25, 24, 23. I never really looked at him, but I kind of seen his profile. And I kind of just told him good luck after, I felt good after the interview, you know? I even like shorthanded waved to the guy sitting next to Tony, which was pretty cool. I just wanted to make everybody know that I was appreciative, you know? So when people first meet you, especially when they're sober, their first inclination is to like find something like, you know, I first looked in the lady's eyes, the secretaries, and she was kind of like, you know, you ask somebody for help, and sometimes you don't speak up or you mumble something, you know, especially with the mask on, then you kind of, so it's pretty dope. I like the vibe there, you know. It's pretty cool. I guess I'll go for my run, and I feel good about myself. And you guys have a good day. All my friends who have jobs, appreciate your job. I know sometimes it gets repetitive. You know, things get repetitive and stuff, and maybe I feel good because something new is coming, but, you know, appreciate it, you know. And stay safe at your job, you know. Smoke a little weed, man. Bowl once in a while, you know. Try to get out of that bullshit. And, like, don't be afraid of weed at first because, like, you get a little paranoid. But just kind of, like, take the good out of it where it kind of opens up your senses and try to see what is that fear. Oh, maybe that fear is the truth. Like, I'm kind of like this. I'm kind of like that. Maybe I could be better. You know, I could be a better human, you know. You know, so... And have a good day. And I've been praying for my cousin Mauro, who's on ICU right now. He had a throat infection, and I don't know, I'm just praying for him. And I always pray for people that I hear about that. Obviously, what else, you know? You know, pray for a miracle so God could be glorified, you know? And yeah, pray for everybody, you know? You know, we're pretty blessed to be in America. Sorry, you want me to go faster? Sorry, you should have to get in. I wasn't gonna let her in. Or I just kind of kept going. I didn't bother to stop. I was going with traffic. I was just busy talking. I wasn't trying to be a jerk or nothing. But so yeah, just have a good day and everybody just move forward and can be happy and excited. And one family, you know, that trusts people. So seems like a really dope job. And he's like, do you mind working on the weekends? I said like this. Like, oh, by the way, I was already waiting for the question. I was gonna ask it already, but I didn't want to because people, when you ask it, they start thinking like, they question it like, why they're asking? You know, like, okay, maybe they don't want to, maybe they don't like to. You know, we assume. Kind of like when he's seen all the plumbing stuff, his first question was like, do you want to start a plumbing company? Because you want people that want to work long term for your company, you know? And you know, because they're offering good stuff at Amazon, you know? And so yeah, it was pretty cool. So he's like, oh, he said, let me tell you. He was like, do you mind working weekends? I lifted my head. I would love to. I just felt good at the moment. Like I was feeling like happy I was there. You know, I was like, I would love to. It was pretty funny. He just smiled. He kind of chuckled a bit, like this guy's a fool. And it was pretty cool. I was even gonna ask to use the restroom before. I was like, you know what? And I was like, there was like little questions I was gonna keep asking, just talk to him. I say nothing. We're good. But the only question that I held on to, because I kind of brought it up, but I didn't want him to think that, because when you bring up a competitor, you think, oh, are you trying to go over there, or like, you know? And I always remember that you asked that. So like with FedEx, my cousin works at FedEx, and like when they told me $16 an hour here, I'm like, because I kind of have that question, like, do they say $16? Because sometimes they say, oh, like even Postmates says, okay, you know, sign up, possibility to make over $20 an hour, and it's like, it is, but only on like Saturdays and Sundays probably, you know. And those are pretty decent days if you need to pick up some money, or like if you're really not doing anything, then I would go out those days, you know. And you can make decent money, like probably like Saturday morning's pretty good, stuff like that. So, well, then I even told him about Postmates, and he's like, how was that? And I just told him, you know, it's not that stable. That's what I told him. I just wanted to be straight up with him. I didn't even put, like, you know, when they ask dates, like put the month. I just put like, okay, I've been working, because they kind of like, you know, I put the person that got me into construction, like that I've worked for them, because I still work for that person that got me into construction, you know. If they ever need me, they'll call me up, you know. But it's kind of, I guess it's slow, you know. So I'll put laid off, and just because laid off means like there's no work, you know. I should have put / no work. Usually I do, but I felt comfortable like laid off, because it's like I said, it started off bad. So I was like, okay, what's the worst that can happen now? Maybe he's already made his decision in his head, you know. So I'm gonna just be comfortable and cool, and I'm gonna just I gotta just learn. Maybe I could do a different interview, you know. I was like, this is not the end all be all, you know. It's not the end all, but this video's going long, but yeah, I'm probably not gonna have a phone because I have to pay my bill by the 21st, and then I gotta pay my bill by the 21st, and then at the 21st, I'm probably not gonna have a phone, which is kind of bad. I might need to borrow that money. I just gotta know if they deny me for my background check, and yeah, my background check and the drug test. I don't know, but like I said, maybe tomorrow I'll go to the job agency and see what they're offering. Actually, I'll probably go to one, and I'm gonna ask some buddies of mine on Instagram if they know any job agencies hiring right now. I'm gonna try to check it out. But yeah, so I was thinking back to a time, like, because I remember the last job I had with my buddy Andrew. Fucking, there was a guy named Alonzo there. He was a young buck. He's like 20, 21. He started blazing. He used to blaze it at work, like at lunch. And I'm thinking, like, fucking, I should have, like, he was also a boxer. He trained at boxing. I was like, man, if I was faded with him at that time, I would have been like, let's just pretend to shadow box. But don't, like, hit me, like, with your knuckles or nothing. Because we could have just practiced, you know? But yeah, so freaking Amazon's pretty cool, and seems pretty cool. And like I said, I'll go to the agency tomorrow, see what they have to offer over there. Cause I don't know, I got up today to go. You know, I just wear the same shit. I'll do some laundry. So we'll see what's popping, and yeah, but yeah, just pray for your loved ones who are struggling. to overcome small battles and small obstacles, and yeah, so I don't know. Just dude, if I was fucking nervous to walk in there, I know partially I was a little faded or whatever, but I just gotta get comfortable. Hopefully I'll be okay. But I'm gonna go for a run right now to kind of relieve my stress. These guys are working. But yeah, I'm gonna try to relieve my stress, and God bless everybody out here in the world trying to live. You know, so yeah, it'd be pretty cool, man. It'd be pretty dope. And like 10-hour days, but you kind of drive a lot. Like, that's not bad, man. It's not bad at all. So you gotta be careful on the road, of course, you know. But yeah, so it's a long ass video, but kind of had a decent argument with my mom yesterday, where I didn't even want it to be an argument, you know. But I don't know, I guess because she doesn't smoke and open up her mind, she couldn't see where it was coming from, you know. She just goes off of the last interactions or what she's used to getting. All I texted her is, I just hope you're not mean to my daughter, because I had lost patience with my daughter. Like, it's nothing alarming or to abuse her. It's like, I was frustrated at the moment. I could have been more gentle, but I was a little frustrated. And like, but she's only 2.5, but she wasn't listening. I'm telling Alwyn. And I chose to get frustrated, you know. I kind of like spanked her, and it kind of like, you know, it hurt her, you know. It hurt her feelings, you know. And so I felt guilty about it. What made me feel guilty, like I said, when I had left her, like, she was looking down at the water, like she was washing her hands, but she was kind of sad that I was leaving. And like, I'm not sure if it was because she, like, how do I say it? Like, I'm not sure if she sees it, like, is she just doing it because she thinks that's what I need to see or something? Because I didn't like seeing it, but, or I'm not sure. I don't know. She didn't communicate it, but she just looked down and like looked in the sink, and like, was kind of sad that I was leaving. And my mom just kind of like changes her diaper, and she's kind of like the taxi between me and her mom, you know. So between that time, I'm not sure my mom is like, I don't know, like, I'm not sure. She doesn't seem like, Dad, I don't want to go, or she's not crying like that. I haven't seen nothing like that. She hasn't talked bad about my mom. And I'm sure her mom's smart enough. I'm sure her mom probably questions. I hope she would question what goes on over here. What goes on with your dad? You know, I want her to question, like, what goes on with your dad? What goes on with your mom? I mean, at your grandma's house. Like, I want her to communicate that with my daughter. I hope she does, you know? And, so, yeah, I mean, yeah, so, like, since I felt guilty about losing patience like that, because Alan wasn't listening, I kind of just, you know, I felt all that. I felt like I'm an idiot. I wish I could have been a better person. Like about the family being together. Like, those are really emotions, you know? You know, as well as selfish emotions mixed within that too, you know? Obviously, like, I can't blame people. I gotta be like, damn, you're pretty selfish, you know? Selfish in your own feelings and shit. So that's kind of what I was feeling and thinking. So, you know, I was feeling a little angry at the world, I guess. But I wasn't trying to attack my mom. This was like a serious question, because when my daughter is away from me, like, or is away from anybody, like, that's how things happen, is when, like, when your child was away from you, you know? I'm talking about like, you know, like the truth of mankind, you know? Like the truth. Like people do horrible shit to one another. And like we also do horrible shit to ourselves. But like we can handle what we are, you know? Like I can handle what I am, you know? I guess. But like when it's like to something you love, it's kind of fucked up, you know? So I don't know, like I don't know. Maybe like part of it is like being paranoid of the world. And like knowing what the world is capable of. And like you just kind of like hope the best for your kid, you know? That was a great day, man. I'm glad I went to the interview, dude. I'm really fucking glad. I'm really fucking glad. But yeah, so got a little emotional there because that's all I asked her. So I just told my mom. But see, the text is stupid as fuck. Like text is stupid. I fucking hate text. Text is fucking stupid. Text, any type of like, the questions left unanswered when it's like a text. You don't know the person's tone behind it. You can't even talk it through. It's not real communication. You know what I'm saying? So, like, even pictures, people just look at pictures, like just try to nitpick, and you know what I mean. So what I'm saying is, I just text my mom, like, I hope you're not mean to Alwyn. And if I really think about it, why did I ask her that? Because I felt guilty about it. I'm afraid. Like I said, the questions of her not when she's not around me, the fear, you know, the anxiety, and just like, okay, who knows? I just don't want my daughter to be hurt, you know. And maybe my mother's never allowed her kids to get to know who she really is, so I'm just going off of based on my experiences. I'm not going off of my mom's character, you know. As crazy as it sounds, like some parents have never opened up or ever really like were able to be themselves around their kids, you know. And I don't know why, you know. And my daughter's innocent. She's just a little girl, you know. And I don't know. And because I'm not with her every day, and because the relationship with the baby mother and I have to go through that stupid gap, you know. Not my mom. I love her help, but like I said, I don't know. I just questioned it, you know. And maybe parents feel how I feel sometimes. Maybe other parents like feel me. You know? I wasn't accusing my mom of anything. So when I said like, I hope you're not mean to my kid, I probably could have said it like, Mom, like, I don't know. I don't even have communication to talk with my mom in front of her, you know. So maybe this is just totally me being paranoid of the world, and this is just me. The uncertainty. This is where it's left me. So this is real, you know. So this is a lack of communication. So my mother took that as I was attacking her, so she responded, "I'm not gonna help you anymore." And like just like, and imagine just coming from a place where you weren't trying to argue, then you hear that. It's like, damn, you get the misunderstanding, but also because I have a short fuse, I already just said I felt attacked, and I was like, I kind of felt offended because she said she gave me a second chance, and I just felt like, what do you mean a second chance? like people don't see also their side. It's like maybe people do see like, oh, the last fight was on them. Okay. You know what I mean? Instead of being like, what's the truth behind the arguments? Where is it coming from? Where does it stem from? You know, people just, I don't know. It's like, who did the worst thing? Or, I don't know. I'm not going to say stuff because I want people to, oh, I want what it's, I want, no. There's no I wanted nothing. It's like, these are examples of human interactions, you know, so. But, I'm going to have to go do my run right now because I just want to do my run and go to the house. Like I said, I have 158 bucks. Now I got to get my ass up and figure it out, you know. And I like that company, you know. I felt good about it. I felt good. And, yeah, so. Yep. Yeah, so. Then that was good. It was, not, well, my mom, it was kind of bad because, like I said, it ended up in an argument. But, today was a good day going for the interview. I'm gonna text my mom right now, apologize to her, and let her know that it was just a misunderstanding that went down a fucking rabbit hole of emotions, you know? So, yeah, so. It was just one step, right? Just one step. The interview, it was just one step. I think it was just one step. Can't ask for himself for too much, you know? I feel good right now. Like I said, I'm gonna just go for my run. See what the job agency sends me, and hope all works well, you know? It's kind of silly how they still do weed tests, like in fucking California. Like, it's kind of fucked up, you know? But, maybe I gotta go to fucking... Is there a lot of jobs in Denver? Is there a lot of jobs in somewhere around there? But, we'll see. I think it's pretty cool. The fucking Amazon shit. Just go to work. Come out of work. You know. Anyway, I gotta go for my run, and I just want to stay positive. Hope everybody can stay positive, and I'm not worried. I'm gonna just text my mom, you know, just let's start new today, you know. Can't hold on to nothing. And see you later, guys. Peace.